And when I was 7 years old, the doctors, I was diagnosed with diabetes. Well, that was in 1949, when they didn't know much about diabetes. And you know, you had to boil all the syringes all the time.
Yeah.
And they had litmus pads to pee on to see what your blood sugar was, and they didn't work out very well. And then they came to the point where you could prick your finger several times a day and see what your blood sugar was. And I figured throughout all those years that I had to prick my finger, it was about 18,000 times.
Is that right? Oh my gosh.
Isn't that funny? And of course now they have pods and other equipment that I don't have to do that anymore, and it's a real blessing. But way back then, I mean, it scared the hell out of my parents, I'm sure. Well, I was the eldest child, and I grew up thinking that I was, well, nobody's perfect, but I was practically incompetent. That's how I was, you know, I read. They didn't want me to go to college. I wanted to go to college. And finally I was permitted. And I graduated from Northwestern University with a BA in psychology and went on to become a social worker. Because I wanted to try to figure out what was wrong with me. Psychologically, what was wrong with me and of course I came to find out it wasn't me at all. I came from a dysfunctional family. And, oh boy. So, my childhood mainly, and friendships, and people I met along the way, what I was able to accomplish, and it's kind of fun, some of the things. I mean, I went to Washington, D.C. with a congressman that two of the girls and I had helped to get into Congress, you know, by going to county fairs with our little red hats on. And so that, you know, that was like a first time trip in an airplane. That was pretty exciting. Logs. It was a log cabin church. And it did have electricity, but that's all. And I found the women in Wyoming to be women. Woo. The first thing they asked me is, did I know how to castrate animals? What? I said no, and I don't intend to learn. Oh dear, that was quite an experience. Because my husband did not have the sperm count that you need to bear children. That's why we never had children. And our first child we adopted was a daughter, Ashley, and then Matthew, 3 years later. And so now we're in Wyoming and they're in high school. Or no, let's see. Ashley had run away from home and was running around somewhere. Again, having babies. And Matthew fell in love with a girl and did not want to leave Wyoming. He wanted to stay in this deplorable place, Midwest Wyoming, so that he could marry this love of his life. Well, he was 18 by then, and there was nothing, you know, that we could say about it. We wanted him to come back, and we were going to be in California then.